Sky Squad, we are back in the building, baby. We got to talk some news going on with Basketball Wives star Brooke Bailey. If you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. Hit that notification bell button and join the texting community by texting the number below. I will text you every time a new video drops. With that out of the way, this story comes from the BBWT Inc. That's the first place where I saw it. So please give them a follow and a shout out on Instagram. But we got to talk about what's going on with Brooke Bailey because she did post it. And it's one of those stories that I do not enjoy talking about. But again, since she posted it and she is on the show, and according to the BBWT Inc., this will play out on the show, we got to go ahead and talk about it. So Brooke Bailey posted on her Instagram stories. She said this: "My deadbeat baby father wants y'all to know that our son, that is now 18, who suffers from bipolar and ADHD disorder, was removed from my home at 17 and a half years old for his behavior, was in foster care, and he finally stepped up as a father after 6 years of nothing and allowed him to live with him." She then goes on to say, "This is him DMing pages about me. I'm happy at 50, you finally got your life together." This man is 50 and doing this? Well, Lord. So allegedly, then let me go ahead and put this down here because we can't, I have no way of actually proving this, but I'm just basing this on what she is saying. Allegedly, this is him saying, "Hey, Jackie, I got the tea on your girl, Brooke Bailey. She has a son by my homeboy, Michael Bailey. Recently, their son somehow had gotten into the system. CPS. Mike had to go get his son out the system. Mike just lost his job. He's my homie from high school, so I looked out for him. Mike is in a better place now in life. He passed trucking school, certified truck driver. Well, Brooke haven't called, text, bought her son anything for back to school, Christmas, or his birthday. Brooke is a deadbeat mom. Please call her on her ish. Please expose her. Thank you." I guess I just don't like the idea of this whole notion of exposing people. Um, it just doesn't really sit well with me because I'm just kind of like, these are the types of stories, especially dealing with kids, that I feel like are just really too sensitive to really be made into a storyline for something like that on television. Unless it is, I mean, unless the two parents want to talk about it. If that's the case, then that's fine. But I think, when we are attempting to expose people, I mean, let the father do that if he wants to do that. I mean, or just come out and say, handle the business with Brooke privately, because I don't need to know this. We don't need to know this, again, unless it's just going to play out on the show in terms of what she wants to talk about as the parent who is cast on the show. Okay. Now, she goes on to show the court docs that he's been sending to fan pages. I personally just, didn't want to post that here. You guys can find it. It's still on her page. So you guys can see that information on her Instagram story. And there was another doc as well, but I just chose not to show it because I just felt like, I that's just not. I'm just here to tell you guys what's going on. You guys can get into the details of it yourselves, okay? She says, "No one can expose me or discredit me as a mother. I have three that love me and respect me, and I have always been there." She goes on to say this. Now, this is a little bit on the longer side, so I'm going to read it for you verbatim. And it, I guess it's from the Brooke Bailey Book Club, and it says, "My speech, Proverbs 31 through 25. She is uh, with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Did you know that approximately 1 in 25 adults in the U.S., 9.8 million or 4.0% experience a serious mental illness in a given year that substantially interferes with or limits one or more major life activity? Did you know that approximately 1 in 5 youth age 13 to 18 experiences a severe mental disorder at some point during their life? My story is the story of many women. I am a woman, mother, wife, daughter, sister. Most of all, I am strong, passionate, and courageous. I am a mother of three, and I have struggled with my youngest over the years with mental health. As a parent, you feel helpless and sometimes hopeless. You have so many questions. You wonder if this is your fault. Could I have done something to prevent this? At some point in my life, I couldn't say these words out loud to anyone besides my family, my rock. I didn't know if I was coming or going because my son's condition had me so broken mentally, emotionally, and physically. The only way I was able to deal with this was to get closer to my God spiritually. In doing that for myself, I decided to share my beliefs with the people who follow me on social media, and that was the best thing I could have done. My God says that what Satan meant for evil, he would turn it to good, and he did. I was able to create a book club on social media, Brooke Bailey Book Club, for people who that just need to get away from their everyday lives to travel to travel to mentally in a positive way, like myself. I wanted to create something to help educate my community and show strength and positivity. For me, reading different books and studying God's word is a tool to empower women. I cannot express how important it is to advocate for someone in your life that struggles with mental health. There are so many resources out there that can help your loved ones and yourself. This impacts the entire family. After I came to terms that this was bigger than me, I became proactive. Every day is an uphill battle. Psalms 46-5. God is within her. She will not fail. Hashtag mental health awareness. So I think that's wonderful that she has started this book club. I mean, I would be interested in I'm going to go follow the page after this. Because I like to read. Then in the next thing that she says in her IG story was, do not try to play with me about my children, especially my son that is bipolar and ADHD. She goes on to say, please note that people get hurt playing with people and their children. I'm not wrapped too tight. Tread lightly. Okay. You know, especially after the stories that we talked about earlier this week, with Candy and Block and, him commenting about, Riley, however he meant it or the way that it came across. And then, seeing this story, I think it really it bothers me because I kind of feel like, you know, kids are they should just be off limits. They should just be off limits. And if there are some issues that are going on with the co-parenting relationship, I do feel like, again, unless it's being, talked about, I don't know, on the show. And I guess we have to see it to really get a feel for what exactly is going on. And again, as I stated, the BBWT Inc. did mention that this will play out on the show. So I don't know if it has something to do with what's happening on the show. We will just have to wait and see. All I know is at this point in time, how I'm feeling today with the stories that we have seen, I'm just going, and we just gonna have to lift it up in prayer at this point, because ultimately, when situations like this occur, in the long run, the person and the people who are hurt the most are the kids involved. And I just hate to see that for them, especially as two parents who may be dealing with, um, a very sensitive topic like this. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I don't necessarily think that I don't agree with the idea of exposing anyone in this regard, because the two parents involved need to mitigate this matter in court. If you want to do some exposing, expose it in court. Let the court system handle it. Let a judge decide, what happens, where the child should go, and what's in the best interest of the child. If you guys can't manage to do that with remediation, that would be my advice. And ultimately, I send out best wishes to, Brooke Bailey, her son, and everybody involved in this situation, because I just hate to see it playing out like this. You know what I'm saying? But I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens on the show to see the full details of it. But this is literally what's going on right now, y'all. So make sure you guys keep it locked to the channel. These are stories that I don't really like to talk about, but again, they're happening in the news. And if I can lend a positive perspective on it, then I'm going to do my best to do that. All right. So with that being said, we will catch you guys in the next video.